The Haunted Elsa Doll, the toy that wouldn't let go. Based on the real Houston case. When people talk about haunted dolls, they think of porcelain faces, cracked smiles, relics from another time. But in 2013, a modern doll, cheerful, plastic, Disney-branded, became one of the strangest supernatural cases in America. This is the true story of a doll that refused to stay silent, refused to stay thrown away, and refused to leave. In December 2013, the Madonia family celebrated Christmas like any other. Among the gifts, a brand new frozen Elsa doll. It sang, "Let It Go." It spoke movie lines. It was harmless, joyful, completely normal. For 2 full years, the toy worked in perfect English. Nothing strange. Not yet. In 2015, the family noticed something odd. Elsa began speaking Spanish, with no language button, no settings, no explanation. Even with the switch turned off, the doll continued to speak and sing. The family assumed it was a wiring fault. A glitch. Something mechanical. They had no idea it was only the beginning. 6 years passed. The doll's batteries, never replaced, continued to power it. Then in December 2019, the family finally had enough. The doll was talking constantly. Speaking only in Spanish. Its voice sounding warped, mechanical, almost distressed. They threw it out with the weekly garbage. But the doll was not done with them. 2 weeks later, while cleaning the living room, Emily opened the storage bench, and Elsa was there. Sitting on top of blankets. We hadn't touched that bench in ages. The kids swore they didn't put it there. The family checked the outside bins. Everything had already been collected. So how did Elsa return? This time, the family decided to be absolutely sure. They double-bagged Elsa. Wrapped the doll tightly. Placed her at the bottom of the garbage can. Under days' worth of trash. Garbage day came. The truck arrived. Elsa was gone. The family left Houston for a short trip. But when they returned, there she was. Elsa was sitting in their backyard. Not in the trash. Not on the street. Inside their fenced property. As if placed carefully. As if it had been waiting. No break-ins. No footprints. No signs of forced entry. Just the doll. Staring up at the family. The family's fear now turned into urgency. They decided the only way to end the saga was to get Elsa as far away as possible. They mailed the doll to a family friend in Minnesota. A man who wasn't afraid of the supernatural. He received the package. Opened it. And laughed. He zip-tied Elsa to the front bumper of his truck, posting photos online. Almost a joke. But locals soon reported the doll's eyes seemed to change direction between days. Subtle shifts. Barely noticeable unless photographed. Still, the doll remained in Minnesota. For now. The case gained national attention. Experts, paranormal investigators, even engineers had theories. Electrical anomaly. Unlikely, the batteries were old, corroded, and never replaced. Storage mix-up. Impossible, trash pickups confirmed Elsa was crushed and compacted. Prank. No evidence. No one in the home admitted involvement. Supernatural attachment. Some investigators suggested a trapped presence, a spirit using the doll as a vessel. Paranormal researcher. Objects can hold energy. Children's toys more than anything else. It acted like, it wanted to be seen. Cultural belief in returning spirits. Some Latin American traditions claim that objects with emotional resonance try to return to their home. But the biggest question remained. Why this doll? In February 2020, the mother updated her Facebook page. Elsa had not returned. But the story wasn't over. Because a neighbor in Minnesota reported something unusual. At night, when the truck owner wasn't around, the doll's voice, faint but clear, could be heard near the driveway. Speaking Spanish. Softly singing. Not "Let It Go." Something else. Something no one could identify. And weeks later, the truck owner claimed the doll went silent, it no longer spoke even when pressed. But on certain mornings, the doll's head was turned toward the house. Even though he'd tied it facing the road. Final shot. A close-up of Elsa, zip-tied to the truck, snow falling around her. Her eyes glistening in the cold. Unmoving. Then the faint sound of a child's voice whispering. Sultame. To this day, no one knows why the Elsa doll refused to stay gone. Or what brought it back. But one thing is certain. Some toys don't want to be forgotten. My search for real ghost stories never took me to abandoned prisons or haunted asylums. It began here, in my own family home. A house that raised generations, and something else entirely. It was October of 2018. I'd lived in this kitchen for almost a decade, caring for both my parents. Mom was gone. Dad was in a nursing home. And that night, something arrived before he did. I was reaching for the light switch when a smell hit me, sharp, unmistakable. Aqua velva. My father's cologne. Not faint, not drifting. But strong. Like he'd walked straight through me. I laughed at myself and said, Dad must have just died. A stupid joke I made to an empty house. But the scent stayed with me. All the way upstairs. And then, the phone rang. But that wasn't my first ghost in this house. Not even close. The first time. I was 4 or 5. I woke up one night and saw a person standing in the corner of my room. Not a shadow. Not a shape. A full-bodied figure. Silent. Watching. I had to run across the entire house to get to my parents' room. Down the stairs, through the dark. Every step felt like something was right behind me. For years, I believed I was crazy. Because that's what I was told. But when I finally told my mother what I'd seen, she laughed. And said, "Oh honey, we all saw it." I thought the spirits rested while I lived away for 30 years. But I was wrong. Recently I've come home to find visitors waiting outside on the porch. Refusing to stay inside after what they heard. And then, there was Sunnyside. Washington Irving's home. While filming inside, my guide and I both heard it. The high-pitched laughter of a child. Washington Irving's niece. Dead for nearly 200 years. Yet unmistakably there. Some houses shelter families. Some shelter memories. Mine shelters both. The living. And the dead.